Hey, Nathan Olson here. So let's just go over some stuff real quick. Whether you're trying to rank your law firm or whatever your business is, let's just go ahead and evaluate some things before. Let's say you're starting a business, you haven't created a brand, you have a name or an idea in place. All right, so let's just jump in here. Let's just look up personal injury attorneys, and let's just say Phoenix, Arizona. Now, some people are going to say, all you got to do is get more reviews. If you get a lot of reviews, you're going to rank. Okay? A lot of people say this. I've had a lot of business owners tell me, we don't need anybody to do our SEO. We're going to get a lot of reviews on our own, and that's going to rank us. Well, if that was completely true, this guy right here should be ranking number one. But there are things that you could do to influence that and things that are going to be better and not as good. So if you're trying to basically rank in a certain city, you want to make sure you're in that city, right? I think that's pretty self-explanatory, I would hope. But I see a lot of people come to me that is like, I've hired 4 SEO agencies before you. And a lot of people are like, this is a red flag. Don't even hire them. Don't. There's something wrong. And there is something wrong. There almost always is something wrong. So what I do is the first thing is I come in, you're checking their listing or whatever that may be. Let's just say this is the person saying, "Hey, I've been trying to rank, I can't rank, whatever it may be. I've hired so many people and everybody just keeps it keeps failing me over and over again." Um so you got to start evaluating, but let's just make it more real. Let's go into like page 3 here. Let's say Blake Law Firm. Not trying to pick on anybody. I don't know anybody in here. I just know that this guy's like on page 3, so we're gonna go with Blake Law Firm here. Let's say this person came and said, "Fired 3, 4 people. Nobody can do anything for me. It never ranks. Everything's just garbage, and I don't know why. And I'm ready to give up. Help me figure out what's going on here." So then you want to check the address. So let's just go to Maps. I call it Google Maps. I'm not going to call it, I don't call it anything else. I'm going to stop using this disclaimer, by the way. But I have people that are like, oh, he's a newbie. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He doesn't even know that it's a GBP or a Google Business Profile. No, I just choose to call it Google Maps. It's easier. So I'm going to stick to that. So looking at this address, you can see there's a lot of different businesses inside this address. You got Blake Law Firm, you got a real estate. Yeah, I guess there's not that many. There's a couple real estate, a law firm, and a dentist. Oh, there's a lot more. Hang on. There's another realtor. This is important to check to make sure that there's no other basically same industry or same category law firm at this address. And I'm looking here and it looks like, geez, there's a lot. Here's another attorney. So that's a problem at the current, possibly a problem at the current way it's set up. So we're going to find that out though. Let's just keep looking, see if there's any others. Oh, and here's another one, personal injury attorney. Um, so this address is just bad. Like you don't want to be here because there's at least 2 other lawyers. The one wouldn't be bad if it was just attorney. It's not great, but it's not the end of the world because if you're a personal injury attorney, which is changed to personal injury attorney as the category versus using attorney like they were using, but somebody already has that. And there's a lot more in here. Like there's a lot. So my guess is that this isn't a good location, so that could be a problem. But you would have to dive in deeper, and I'm not going to go into that because this is kind of like a beginning session. But you understand that you can see that there could be an issue. See, he has his as law firm. It's probably possibly to avoid that. I don't know. Or maybe it was just they just were like, oh, we do a lot of stuff. So let's go back into the listing here. Let's copy the address again. Well, yeah, let's copy the address again, paste that in, boom. Okay, so let's open that address again. Now let's go to maps again in another tab. Okay, and we're gonna look up Phoenix, Arizona. Now, generally speaking, if you're not inside this line, you're not in what Google considers that area or Phoenix. Um, so you find where they are, you come in, you make sure they're in there. The closer they are in there, the better. If they're like in this little patch here, that could be a problem. Even in here or right on the edge, you can still rank, but the amount of time and money and everything that goes into it, you're better off. They're better. You're better off just moving your office. I'm being honest. Like that's the truth. Or leaving the office where you are and opening up another location if you want to rank in the major city. That is. That just makes more sense. So let's go back into here. So let's say that he is in the bubble. We're fine. We checked that. That's good. So now we're going to move back on to the next section. Law firm is not the category that he should be using as primary category. That we know should be personal injury attorney. And we can use GMB everywhere. I don't have it on this because this is incognito. Point is, we can do a basic audit. We can see the categories. We can see who's ranking with what categories, and we can fix that and do what we need to do. Okay. So they have 359 reviews, which is great. I mean, people have more, but fine. So let's open up the website. Let's take a look here. Alrighty. So here we go. He doesn't even have the icon on his site icon or fave icon, whatever you want to call it. I don't keep up with terms. I just know the work. Coming into here, let's go ahead and see what this is here. If this is his H1. So his H1 is basically that's kind of weird. Okay, I see. Law office of William Black PC, personal injury attorney. So that's his H1. And so then let's go ahead and take a look here. This is just style. Let's see where his H2 is. Here's the other funny thing is it says Blake Law Firm, but here it says that formerly known as Blake Law Firm. So this is actually the name of the law firm now. So let's see, Phoenix Accident Lawyers. Let's just check that here. That's an H4. Like, wow. Like you should be reinforcing your H2s. And the website, like, let's just be real. The design in that, this looks like, and I don't, and my kids are wonderful, but my kids could design something better than this. Let's just put it that way, okay? I've seen them put out stuff that was way, way better than this. And it's repetitive of call now, call today, call us, call. Like you can see it over and over. That just looks bad. Like it all looks bad. And you're gonna have, I've seen a lot worse. There's also no menu. There's no pages going into why they offer. There's no trust signals. I see no reviews like embedded here. I see a contact. I don't see any rewards. I don't see anything. I see them trying to refer people, as a $200 thank you. But this is it is crazy. I'm pretty sure just looking at it that you probably can't even use the contact form. Let's just see here. Let's just see if it let me send. Wow. Anyhow, it lets you even send without any kind of content or anything in it. Yeah, I'm just kind of baffled on this page. Like, yeah, this page should talk about everything you do. I don't know what this black or space here. This one's really bad. This is really bad, so I'm gonna have a hard time. Basically, this needs to be redone. Everything. So let's go look at a different one so that we can actually find something that somebody has actually done something with, and people actually value showing up online. Go back to Google. Personal injury. There's Phoenix. Oops. Okay. Now let's just go to the bottom of here. Let's see Valley Injury Law. Okay. Let's go into the website. You already know I would have been checking the address and doing that. I already showed you that. So let's go ahead and just look here. Valley Injury Law, Arizona's Trusted Personal Injury, something. Cases we handle. That's an H2. This is the H1. Get justice fast. Arizona and Nevada's top advocates by your side. So unless you think somebody's searching that, that's not a good H1. So we're coming in. Let's just go ahead and see if they hit the things. Is there trust? Some of this stuff, proven track record. These are trust factors. Our services. These should be linking to pages. They probably have them, maybe not. But these should be linking to the car accident page, the trucking accident page, slip and fall page, and so on. Media, they just have some videos. This video isn't even working. Now we're going in to talk about him, but that should be in the about and then the lawyer page. I could see them putting a little snippet about him in there. No fees unless we win. No, well, here's some reviews, but they're from their website. Anybody can put whatever review they want on the website. Literally, you're able to put whatever you want here. I could lie, I could blah, blah, blah. I don't know if these reviews are legit or not. I don't trust them. Most people do not. And they're clear at the bottom. Why are you showing your testimonials clear at the bottom? Somebody wants 90, a huge percentage, in my made up statistics, 90% plus more people are at your site because they're trying to find out if they can trust you. So why would you put this trust factor clear at the bottom? And why is it something just added onto your site? You should be embedding it from Google or other sources so they can go, okay, this is from a third-party source. This isn't just something somebody can type on a website. You want to build that trust. I also don't see a lot of these are do I have a case? Well, how do you know if I have a case? You don't even know what my case is. How much is my case worth? How long do I have to file a claim? Okay, that makes sense. But it should be how long do I have to file a claim in Phoenix or Arizona? What should I do right after an accident? These are very generic. Could have been a lot better. Granted, they do have their socials. You can see this hasn't probably been worked on since probably 2022. They're not even updating the footer to reflect that. But it still is better than that last one we looked at. So let's go ahead and go to the services. Oh, it's still just a one-page guy here. Okay. Yeah. Media, about. So this is a one-page, what they consider a one-page website. All right. So let's just go back. We're back into the search results. Here we are again. Okay, so now let's just go do this search again. So we saw that one also didn't work out so well. So let's see if we can find one that is closer up the ladder. But you're kind of seeing, if you're paying attention, you're going to start seeing what works and what doesn't work. It's going to start making more sense to you that, as you saw, the one website had very little content, was a one-page website. The other one, which was at the bottom, I believe, of page 1, also was only a one-page website, had very little structure, had very little of the content you needed. A lot of the FAQs were garbage. Everything was garbage. So this one is better at ranking. So let's just go ahead and see what the difference is. Let's go ahead. I bet this is the H1. And it is. So that's the H1. Let's take a look here. Yep, good. Good. Yes, this is going to be the H2. Oh, yep, perfect. The variation and then the rest. Okay, practice areas. Awesome. All right, these actually link out 2 pages. Oh my gosh, about what this is. Car accidents. Let's take a look here. Oh, yes. Much better. They're working their way into the... Yes, okay. So now you can see that this company actually has gone through and done these things. Now let's go back to here. Let's just go ahead and see. Evaluating also against some of the things that I was talking about. The trust factors and things. Here we go. No fee if no recovery. 4.9, 290 plus Google reviews. Not on their website, just written reviews. You can see this is outside source. I would have linked this to there so they can click it and actually see it. But much better than what we saw on page 1, page 3, and back, right? Come down into here. Here's some more trust factors. They're too small in my opinion on desktop, but like I said, it probably looks different on different devices, and that's fine. They link out to these different things. Like, hang on, this links to the BBB, but this one here, what is this? Ah, all right. I see. They're linking back to their page. Expertise. This one I would not do, and I'll explain why. They click here, Vice Personal Injury Lawyer, and this one's Hirsch and Talcott, Hirsch and Lyon. Well, that's a little weird, right? The advocates. But basically, you're sending possible potential clients to expertise, and now they could be possibly sold by one of these other law firms. So no, I wouldn't link to them. And then let's see the AVO or BBB. Let's just go ahead and take a look at the BBB here. So if we look at the BBB, Hirsch Talcott, personal injury lawyer is rated 328, blah, blah, blah. All good, all good. And let's go down. Okay, so they didn't really cover the trust factor very good because this should be a link. I also like to embed the actual reviews so people can see them and be like, okay, that makes sense. I trust them. The practice areas they did a pretty good job on, focusing exclusively on personal injury. Then we come down into here. It explains about things. These I would have probably done as PDFs, but it's fine. That's not a big deal. Once again, they're doing this, but it's so small and it doesn't. This looks out of place. Like these should be actual reviews so people can read and go, okay. You got to remember, they're scared. Am I going to get ripped off? Are these things going to happen? And when they see these reviews, it's going to help them realize that hey, we're good. They do have a map in bed, which is good, which also reinforces that 4.9, shows where they are. It looks like they're doing a pretty good job in terms of these things. But then you come down and they got, this is probably hurting them more than it is helping them. They're linking out to every single one of these things. Somebody thinks that it is creating some kind of basically location authority is what I call it. So yeah, I would remove these. I would not do that. Coming down into this, submitted to serving clients throughout Arizona. Then they have all these other areas that they're trying to rank for, which is fine. Not a huge thing. But there's a lot that could be worked on in terms of, like I said, they got these weird, this is weird. I wouldn't do that at all. I also don't like to contradict my pages. So if this is in every location, and this is clearly the whatever page they have attached. This is just the home page. I don't know. It must be attached to one map. But let's just go ahead and go to like Arizona these aren't even locations. Wow. Okay. So once again, they're linking out to all these different pages. They're trying to make a local authority, but what it's doing is hurting them. That is not good. Let's just go to car accidents. Let's just go ahead and see here. Let me just scroll down. Okay, and it changed. The footer is different. They have a click for directions. And it's really Hirsch and Lyon. Okay, see, so that's bad too. Hirsch and Talcott, but it's really Hirsch and Lyon, just like when we went into the expertise, I believe. You can see here it is. That's really them, which is fine, but I still wouldn't send them here because this can change, and then somebody could sell on basically what it is, sell them to another law firm. And so this is bad because now they don't have a brand. The brand is wrong. All these things are wrong. which would probably explain why they're not ranking very well. But this is kind of the audit process. Now I have tools and different things that do a lot of this, and then I can go through and I can just look at it. Obviously, we didn't look at interlinking. I also didn't look at all these different tags right here that are H3s, which aren't terrible, but I probably, if it's not, real important, I mean, it's fine. It's not that big a deal. But personally, I like to keep my H3s as like car accident, motorcycle accident, truck accident, blah, 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 blah. And then the stuff that doesn't matter so much is like an H4, doesn't even matter at that point. I mean, everything's just, that's a good H2. But you can kind of see what I'm talking about. So we go through, we evaluate, and that's how we kind of determine what we need to do. And so those are the first kind of steps. And like I said, the knowledge behind it, you have to have the knowledge to see these things. But as you look at them, let's just go back to Google really quick. Personal injury attorneys, Phoenix, Arizona. And so let's just go to the person ranking number 1. So they'll kind of have, once again, we're going to kind of see, is there anything they have in common? So this one's probably not going to be the H1 because I don't think they're that. It's an H2. Still not great. This is probably their H1. Yeah, that's their H1. So that's good. And let's just see if we can see if it covers what we were talking about. You want to very easily be able to contact them. That's there. They got this. Phoenix personal injury lawyers. They link out motorcycle accidents. They're linking out with keywords. They're linking with the keywords. They have contact form. There are more trust factors here. They're not linking, which is great. Over 3 million. This is a trust factor showing you that they win. Contact again. The only thing that I would have done in terms of trust factors is there's no Google reviews or third parties saying how great they are. So I would definitely have tightened that up just for conversion factors, not ranking. But everything else looks pretty solid. They actually have things going. They don't have all these weird links going out to different things. It's showing their 2 locations. Their tags are on point. Their business name, I'm hoping, is on point. I imagine it is. Their ranking, things are going well. Then they got your practice areas, car accident attorneys. So they might be targeting more than just Phoenix, or maybe somebody didn't tighten that one up, or they don't care so much about car accidents. Point is, you can kind of see the difference between the websites that rank and the ones that don't. You can definitely do like a You could definitely do a 1-page website and rank well, but why would you when you want to rank for different terms and more terms? So yeah, just something to keep in mind. If you have any questions, drop them below. I'll answer as quickly as I can. But I thought this would be beneficial to a lot of people just starting out or wondering what to do with their business. You'll also see that a lot of the times if you have a keyword in your name, you do rank better. Lloyd Baker Injury Attorneys versus Kelly Law Team Phoenix. Not always. Phillip Law Group Injury Lawyers. See how they've added this? I know that this probably is not the real name. They've probably added that in. Like when you start seeing the footers, usually when you see copyright the Phillip Law Group. They're not putting the injury lawyers in here. And if you were to look this up, I'm willing to bet that they just added that in. Anyhow, I hope this helps you all. If you have anything specific you want help with, drop it in there. I'm on a mission to help 100,000 people, whether that's with marketing. It doesn't matter. I just want to help some people out. Shoot me a message, drop me a comment, show some love, and take care.